Welcome to today's Explainer. Most of the time, we just think of ourselves as, well, people, right? We eat, we sleep, we go to work. But if you were to zoom in close enough, way past the skin and muscles, you'd find that you aren't just a person. There's this absolutely fascinating concept, sometimes perfectly captured by the phrase, wie menschliche Körper wie Städte, basically meaning how human bodies are exactly like bustling cities. And today, we're discovering this silent metropolis that's operating right under your nose, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to close your eyes for just a second and imagine a massive global city. Think about the sprawling power lines lighting up millions of homes, intricate water pipes rushing right beneath the pavement, and security forces posted on every corner. Now, imagine every single one of those vastly complicated systems operating flawlessly, perfectly in sync. Zero traffic jams, zero blackouts. It sounds like an urban planner's impossible dream, right? But the crazy thing is, that impossible dream is actually a reality. The modern metropolis, with all of its incredible urban infrastructure, perfectly mirrors the human body and its organ systems. And the core realization here isn't just that this is a fun little metaphor. It's a literal, mechanical reality happening inside of you right at this very moment. Every single time you take a breath or just lift your hand, an entire metropolis goes to work with a level of efficiency that human engineers could honestly only dream of. To really understand how this all works, we can look at three massive, deeply interwoven networks: the nervous system, the circulatory system, and the immune system. Think about a man-made city for a second. If subway workers accidentally hit a water main, you've got a total disaster on your hands. But what's so miraculous about human biology is that these three huge pillars operate in the exact same space without ever colliding. They are completely unaware of each other, yet perfectly, seamlessly synchronized for the survival of the whole. Now, what's really interesting about this is how neatly we can map our biology to real-world technology. Think of your nervous system as a high-speed fiber optic grid. In any major city, data has to travel fast. Well, in your body, your nerves are basically the data cables, right? They're transmitting vital information from headquarters, your brain, all the way out to the farthest outskirts, like your fingertips. If you touch a hot stove, that network fires a warning signal back to headquarters in mere milliseconds. That is literally faster than you can even consciously process the thought. Moving from communication over to resources, our veins and our entire circulatory system act exactly like a city's underground water pipelines. But instead of just pumping water, this system is constantly, tirelessly delivering essential nutrients and life-giving oxygen. Your heart acts as this central pumping station, relentlessly pushing vital cargo through thousands of miles of microscopic pipes just to make sure no single cell goes hungry. It is an automatic supply chain that never, ever takes a day off. And of course, no city is going to survive for very long without a dedicated defense mechanism, and that's where your immune system comes in. You can think of it as the body's elite security force. Just like a city has emergency responders constantly patrolling the streets, your body has specialized cells patrolling your bloodstream. When a viral threat enters the city limits, they provide an immediate, highly localized response. They set up blockades, they neutralize the invaders, and they often fight off entire biological sieges before you even realize you've been attacked. It's wild. But you know what's truly amazing? This isn't just some modern, high-tech way of looking at biology. Historical scholars actually observed this mechanical brilliance a long time ago, and they naturally reached for civil engineering to try and describe it. As one great commentator of the past century put it, quote, "A portion of the veins carry news like a telegraph, while another portion distributes nutrients like water channels." So people have literally been marveling at this inner engineering for generations. And this brilliantly illustrates a really compelling logical progression. We all know fundamentally that a real city, with its power grids and traffic lights and zoning laws, requires planners, architects, and engineers. A city doesn't just spontaneously assemble itself from random piles of concrete and steel. Yet the biological coordination happening inside of us is vastly more complex and infinitely more reliable. It really begs a fascinating question. If the simpler system requires an architect, what does that imply about the infinitely more complex biological one? So let's just take a moment to really let that sink in. Synthesizing all of these incredible facts leads us to one pretty profound question. If a city cannot exist without a planner, whose plan is the human body? If every pipe, wire, and security protocol in a human city points directly to an intelligent designer who drafted the blueprints, we kind of have to look at the flawless operation of our internal metropolis and ask ourselves the exact same thing. Because the reality is, every single step you take, you are carrying an entire, breathing city inside of you. A silent metropolis working in absolute perfect harmony just to keep you alive. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. Did this incredible order just build itself? As you go about the rest of your day, I really invite you to think about the incredible urban infrastructure operating just beneath your skin. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the amazing world within you.